What's up, everybody? I'm Tyrik Wynn, and this is Tyrik on the Move. This episode of Tyrik on the Move was sponsored by Minuteman Press McDonough. When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press McDonough can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, they can help you get your message out to your customers, employees, and vendors. Using the latest printing technology and document management technology, they handle your projects from start to finish. Their energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. Contact Minuteman Press McDonough today at 770-957-0012. They are located at 571 Jonesboro Road in McDonough, Georgia. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Tyrik on the Move. I'm your host, Tyrik Wynn, and we have a lot to cover, a lot to unpack in this episode of the show, so you definitely want to make sure you stay tuned in throughout the entire episode because we have lots to unpack. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now it's time for What's Sizzilin. This week on What's Sizzilin, we have lots of topics to talk about. First, we're going to talk about here in Georgia, Governor Kemp, he has eased the coronavirus restrictions. And those restrictions are as follows. It says restaurants have no dining limit now, so which means that if you want to eat out freely, whenever, wherever you want to, you can go out and sit down and eat at that restaurant if they are allowing that. Gatherings can now have 50 people rather than 10. So, at first it was no large gatherings of 10 or more people. Now it's 50 large gatherings, but no more than 50 people. And you do still have to practice social distancing. Next, theaters have no seating limits, so I'm pretty sure that we may see theaters open very soon. I was, on my side of town, and I drove by an AMC, and the parking lot was like absolutely empty. So it was the first time that I had seen that in like a really long time. So I'm pretty sure we'll start to see theaters open back up and those theater chains open back up very soon. So we should definitely be looking out for that. Also, salons, barbershops, tattoo parlors, all of those things within the beauty industry, those can now be walk-ins. So you no longer have to schedule appointments for those. They can now be walk-in, but only if they are allowed to do this. Not saying everybody will start to do this, but they are now allowed to do walk-ins now. So what I encourage you to do, just check with your local barber, your local beautician, or whatever the case may be in there. But yes, make sure that they are doing walk-in, or make sure if it's still appointment only. It's really the owner's call and what they feel, but they are allowed to do walk-ins. Next topic we're going to talk about, yesterday, we had the unfortunate passing and killing of Rayshard Brooks here in Atlanta, and now Atlanta's in the national news. This is something that's, this stuff has got to stop. This is absolutely ridiculous. I will say I'm sick and tired of seeing my people being killed and dead, and this is just something that I'm sick of turning on the TV or I'm sick of looking on social media and seeing another one of our men down. This is absolutely disgraceful, and I'm sick of seeing it, and we deserve justice and we deserve change. But yes, so yesterday there were protests in regards to this right near University Avenue here in Atlanta. Protesters rioter, whatever you want to call them. I'll leave it at that because there's a lot of mix up in between there and a lot of controversy, so I ain't trying to get all up in that. But I will say that whoever wherever you want to call them, they burnt down that Wendy's. That Wendy's was on fire for like a good hour, and it was on fire next to a gas station as well. So that was really my main concern within that little that part of that aspect of it, because, you know, I mean, if that fire goes to the gas station, I mean, that's it. Like, there's nothing you can do after that. So I was really, you know, hoping and praying. I was hoping and praying for those people that were out there, you know, out there speaking their mind, using their voice. I was really praying for them, you know, that things would be safe. You know, there wouldn't be any dangerous happenings out there. But, you know, it just goes to show you that, you know, sometimes when you're inactive out there in these types of situations, things can get a little rowdy. There was a person doing donuts in the road too. I mean, they could have easily made a mistake, you know, hit a wrong turn and hit somebody. So you have to be, if you are out there, just make sure that you know, and I'm all for protesting and things of that nature, but just make sure you do it in a safe manner, and just make sure you're safe, because that's the most important thing. Is we want to use our voice, but we want to do it safely. So that's all I really have to say about that. Next topic, voter suppression in Georgia this past Tuesday. You know, and I'm absolutely tired of seeing this, but those of you who don't live in Georgia, because I do have some viewers that are worldwide. So here in Georgia, in the United States, we just voted in our presidential primary we're not just presidential, but obviously, you know, we have local elections, state elections, federal elections, of course, president as well. So we had a chance to vote this past Tuesday, and lots of voter suppression, long lines, pretty much in a lot of places. Georgia, this is the first time Georgia is actually using those new voting machines here, and the poll workers, they didn't have proper training on these voting machines, so there was lots of confusion. Lots of, you know, there were power outages at some locations. It also rained that day as well. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the power outages at these locations. And long lines, I'm talking 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours, people waiting in line to cast their ballot, because, you know, poll workers don't know what's going on or how to work these machines, or the machines were down. And it was just so much. And I say this stops at the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. What is happening? Because, you know, I know that you can't keep people from using their voice. You can't keep people from voting. This is one of our rights, and we have a right to use, well, this right. So for you guys out there, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of State, what is happening when we head to the polls? We deserve to go through it smoothly. It deserves to be a smooth process, and no ands, ifs, or buts about it. This is absolutely ridiculous. It is unacceptable. And I will say, and shout out, and I have to shout out to my people. Shout out to Clayton County. I mean, I'm here in Clayton County. Shout out to Clayton County, because when I went to cast my vote this past Tuesday, no line for me. They were practicing social distancing in there. They were very clean. They were cleaning off the voting machines. As soon as every person got off, they would swab the machine. They would swab the voter cards. You know, there would be no hand-to-hand contact when you give your person when you give your person your ID to go ahead and cast your vote. You just slide it in the little thing and they scan it. So shout out to Clayton County, because they was doing their thing yesterday. And you know, sometimes you have like the little older ladies at the, I had this one little older lady at the polls for me, and she said, "Well, baby, I hope you voted for the right people." I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I did vote for the right people. I did my research. And that's another thing. When you go out and vote, you have to do your research on these people, especially if they're local elections, because obviously you know more about, let's say if you're, you know, president, obviously you'll know more about Donald Trump and Joe Biden versus that local versus that local judge that's running in your district. So you definitely want to make sure that you do your research on these candidates. That's very important, and you have to know who you're electing in office and what they stand for. But yes, hopefully in November we can see better. We can see better things happening in November. So definitely looking forward to voting in November. And hey, we'll find out who will be our new elected officials very soon. All right, next. And speaking of voting and elections, the primary, we have some of those winners that I'll go ahead and give you the names of those just in case you hadn't had a chance to see. But obviously, Vice President Joe Biden wins the Democratic primary. He has officially, this past week, has officially gotten enough delegates to be named the Democratic nominee, so he will be on the ballot come November. Also, Jon Ossoff, he will be running against Senator David Perdue, and Jon Ossoff will be the Democratic candidate. He'll be running against Senator Perdue in that race, so definitely looking forward to see how that pans out. I'm predicting a really close race in that one, so we'll see what happens. Also, shout out to one of our advertisers, Miss Kenya Johnson, who was running for probate court judge of Fulton County. And shout out to Kenya because Miss Kenya, she had some very big endorsements. She had some endorsements from Kenya Moore from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Also, she had endorsements from Usher Raymond, one of the best artists that ever lived. So yeah, shout out to Usher, and shout out to Kenya Johnson because she did it and she won her race. So she was running for Fulton County probate court judge. And thank you so much for taking time to advertise on Tyrik on the Move. We hope that we help reel in some of those votes for you. But yes, definitely a shout out to Kenya Johnson. Also, Karen Handel and Lucy McBath will go head to head in the 6th district. That's those two will go head to head. That's going to be a really close race too. So definitely looking forward to see how that race pans out here in Georgia. But yes, we would definitely look forward to that. Next, my new book is coming out. Yes, I have a new book coming out this week. You guys will see it. I've been talking about it. I haven't been talking about it that long, but recently I've been doing some virtual interviews with the press and things like that. So I've been kind of teasing at it that I have a new book coming out. But yes, this week you will see that book. You will know the name of it. You will know the acknowledgments I have in it. I have lots of acknowledgments in that book, thanking lots of people for their contributions to my career and my life. And who knows, you may be one of those people in it. You just have to wait and see. Now, next, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll have more. And I'm going to talk about what happened with the Jason Earles interview. Yeah, not really too happy about this, but when we come back, I'll tell you guys about it. Stay tuned.
When my grandmother passed away, we were forced to handle her affairs through grief and confusing paperwork. And we lost the family home that she and my grandfather worked their entire lives to pay for. As your next Fulton County probate court judge, I will bring my 15 years of helping citizens through Fulton County courts to bring life-improving services into our neighborhoods. Vote Kenya Johnson for Fulton County probate court judge because probate court is our court for our family and our future.
Hey everybody, I'm Tyrik Wynn. I'm an author, a talk show host, voiceover talent, actor, and entrepreneur. And I encourage you to go support my business, Wynn Productions LLC, where we specialize in video production and we can produce a fantastic video just for you and your business. Also, make sure you go check out my talk show, Tyrik on the Move TV. You can check that out on YouTube, Facebook, and the SCB TV network on Roku TV. And don't forget to go follow me on social media.
At SCB, we offer a wide variety of television and media services. We offer media buys on both local and national networks and work with clients to create 30-minute programming. We would love to work with you on any upcoming project. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to Tyrik on the Move, everybody. I hope you guys are now seeing my sign. Yes, I actually just got these yard signs made. These yard signs made for Tyrik on the Move. These were made by Minuteman Press of McDonough. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. But yes, these were made by Minuteman Press here in McDonough. And so they did a really great job. They did the graphic design on it. They faded into it. Here's my logo. Here's where you can see the show, where it airs right here. So yeah, shout out. And Minuteman Press McDonough is actually the top sponsor for the show as well. So definitely shout out to them. They do extraordinary, amazing work. So yes, you guys will see these over around the state of Georgia when season 5 of Tyrik on the Moves comes about. And then you may see it a little bit before then in like, fans' yard and stuff like that, because I plan to give some of those to some of the fans, avid viewers of the show as well. But yes, so now it's time to talk about, I know, and I'm very sorry about this, but I know you guys were looking forward to the Jason Earles interview, aka Jackson Stewart from Hannah, Montana. Unfortunately, that interview will not happen on this episode of Tyrik on the Move. We had some very, very tough difficulties, some very tough technical difficulties with that interview, and we were having some really bad audio issues with that. So I'm really sorry. I really apologize. I know you guys were really looking forward to that. I'm really saddened about it too, because I was looking forward to it. He was like probably one of the biggest guests to ever appear on the show, and the fact that we have technical difficulties with his interview just really sucks. So I did reach out to his publicist and his people, and reached out to him as well and asked for another interview with him. So hopefully, and he's a really nice guy, so there's no doubt in my mind that he will accept it. So hopefully we can get the interview before this season wraps up. And if not, we'll do our best to get the interview next season, in season 5 of Tyrik on the Move. But once again, I really do apologize. I take full responsibility for it. So I really do apologize for what happened with that interview. But hopefully we can get him back on the show very soon, and we can have another great interview. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we're going to close out the show with Tyrik's money tips and your encouraging words. Stay tuned.
When my grandmother passed away, we were forced to handle her affairs through grief and confusing paperwork. And we lost the family home that she and my grandfather worked their entire lives to pay for. As your next Fulton County Probate Court judge, I will bring my 15 years of helping citizens through Fulton County courts to bring life-improving services into our neighborhoods. Vote Kenya Johnson for Fulton County Probate Court judge, because probate court is our court for our family and our future.
Everybody, I'm Tyrik Wynn. I'm an author, a talk show host, voiceover talent, actor, and entrepreneur. And I encourage you to go support my business, Wynn Productions LLC, where we specialize in video production, and we can produce a fantastic video just for you and your business. Also, make sure you go check out my talk show, Tyrik on the Move TV. You can check that out on YouTube, Facebook, and the SCB TV network on Roku TV. And don't forget to go follow me on social media.
At SCB, we offer a wide variety of television and media services. We offer media buys on both local and national networks and work with clients to create 30-minute programming. We would love to work with you on any upcoming project. Give us a call today.
Welcome back, everybody. Now it's time to get into Tyrik's money tips. This Tyrik's money tip is master marketing yourself. So if you're a business owner, you have a brand, or if you have anything that you're promoting, if you have your own product, whatever, you need to master marketing yourself. And that has a lot to do with money, your marketing dollars. You need to set aside a certain amount of marketing dollars for each year. So what I do, because those signs I showed you, those are used with my marketing dollars for the company and the show's account as well. Those are used with our marketing dollars. So master marketing yourself. First you have to figure out who your audience is, who's buying your stuff, who do you want to buy your stuff, and how can you cater to these people who want to buy your stuff. From there, you take your marketing dollars, invest in those communities, put billboards, put signs, put advertisements on social media, make posts, make graphics in these different places where these communities are, and go ahead and market yourself. Use your marketing dollars wisely. And that is Tyrik's money tip. Now it's time to close out the show, but I can't leave you without giving you your encouraging words. Today's encouraging words comes from Joshua 1:9, and it reads as follows. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And I really like this verse in Joshua because it speaks so much volume. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened. Do not be dismayed." What that means is the Lord has already commanded you. He's telling you to be strong, be courageous in all things that you do. Don't be afraid. Don't have fear. Don't be dismayed. He is with you wherever you go. The Lord is always walking with us. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And He is everywhere. He is watching over us right now. And He will continue to watch over us forever as long as we shall live. But yes, so just be strong and courageous in all that you do. Don't have any fear. Fear can hold you back from doing a lot of things that you want to do. So make sure that you are meditating in God's words, staying prayed up, especially during this time, during the pandemic. And yes, the Lord is with you wherever you go, and hey, you just got to believe it and you got to receive it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this great episode of Tyrik on the Move. I'm Tyrik Wynn. Make sure you stay connected with me around the clock. I'm really big and active on Instagram, which is actually it's between Instagram and Facebook are kind of my favorite social medias. Not really sure which one is my most favorite, but I will say I get the most show views on Facebook. Yeah, I guess Facebook is my favorite. But yes, make sure you stay connected with me on Instagram. My Instagram name is @TyrikWynn_TV. Make sure you go like the show Facebook page as well on Facebook.com/TyrikOnTheMove. Go like my personal Facebook page at Facebook.com/TyrikWynn TV. Go follow the show on Twitter @TyrikOnTheMoveTV. We need to be more active on Twitter. I just thought about that. But make sure you go follow me on Twitter as well @Tyrik Wynn TV. Also, make sure you subscribe down below to our show, Tyrik on the Move TV, for your latest and best celebrity interviews. And yes, I believe that wraps it up for my social media. I have a lot of accounts. It's kind of hard to keep up with them sometimes. But yes, and next week is Father's Day. Shout out to all the amazing fathers out there. Haven't really worked out the kinks yet with my dad, but hopefully I can get him on the show next week, so hopefully you guys will see him. Next week we'll have a very fun and impactful, fun-filled Father's Day episode. Oh, that's like a little FFF. Fun-filled Father's Day. Yeah, fun-filled Father's Day episode of Tyrik on the Move. I can't wait for it. It's going to be big. It's going to be grand. And I can't wait to see you guys next week on next Sunday. And I guess I'll see you guys then. Have a great week. Have a blessed one.